I have been truly blessed to have been a part of this association. I'm a believer that life is not necessarily so much about the goals you set, but the journey there. I grew up on a small farm in Worth County in Sheridan, Missouri, a whole 88 2/3 acres, so we were not big farmers. Oh yeah, we had cows, we had pigs, we had chickens, we had it all. Went to college at Northwest Missouri State University. I got a master's degree in finance. Always assumed I'd end up in Kansas City working somewhere, but I don't really know whether I saw this in the paper or someone told me about it or what, but stopped by to interview and seemed like a good resting place for a couple, 3 years. I have had one office in my 47 years with the association. My office is green, and it's a love-hate relationship. Most people walk by it and say, too much green. I walked in the building without a title or an office, setting a table outside of the office I'm in right now. There was probably 80, 90 people. I don't know exactly how many people have been working here, but you have to remember everything was done by hand then. So the office looked a whole lot different, covered with files. There was files, electronic files, and with the ceiling for all the transfers and all the memberships with big tubs of cards, etc. We were just shy of $3 million worth of assets, which is, if you do the percentage, that's 2,200% more today than it was at that point in time. So much smaller. Focus would have been on just tracking pedigrees of obviously Angus seed stock and just assisting members in marketing their cattle. The nice thing about working the association, and what's ended up being one of the reasons to stay, was there was enough people with a vision that it could be more than that, and sort of begin the growth of the many things we're doing today, really based on performance and the early days of performance, and that being the foundation of our database and everything else that's grown from it. To really realize it would have probably been about the late 70s. Lloyd Miller was the CEO, different title, but CEO when I was hired. It was there was growth at that point in time, and not growth in numbers, but just in our ability to provide service. But the real vision part of it started to become apparent with C.K. Allen became the CEO, and the early days of buying the journal, developing the brand, CAB, and the foundation, the creation of the foundation in those early years, and everything that came from it. One of the reasons that I'm so comfortable in leaving and knowing everything's in good hands is I see the current leadership in the association, not only the current CEO, but the young staff that he's surrounded with, as mirroring the type of the people that I was associated with when I first came to this office, this organization. We're still looking for the opportunities to make Angus the default word for beef, to make the Angus Association influential in the beef industry, and where this breed ends up, all for the benefit of the membership. The thing that I get most satisfaction out of, and it still somewhat amazes me the most, is how a small breed association, with not a lot different than other breed associations who primarily just track pedigrees, has managed to propel itself into such an influence in the beef industry. Not only the biggest beef breed association in the world, but actually is a leader in the beef industry itself. And to have been in the trenches why that was developing and happening is where I would see probably the greatest satisfaction of the years I've served here. To have been a part of this organization and to see it grow and to develop all the relationships and friendships along the way has been very satisfying. I have enjoyed what I've done in my lifetime, and I could not be more pleased with having been a part of the American Angus Association.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome to the stage our former Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Richard Wilson. Morning. Have a seat, Rich. This is, it's been a special day. It's not even 10:30, and I've surprised you twice already today, Rich.
You definitely have.
Welcome. I wanted to bring Rich up to talk a little bit. The interview you saw with Rich was actually, I was asking the questions, you couldn't see it, and you couldn't hear me, but I wanted to let everybody hear some of the perspective you've had after the years you've spent at the association. And the other thing I wanted to do, Rich, and we're going to get to this in a moment too, they wouldn't let me do this before, but I'm going to ask you, who's your favorite CEO? No, I'm just kidding. No, if you would, though, in all seriousness, talk a bit about the boardroom where that interview took place, the formality of the boardroom, formality of the board meetings, and just what it's been like after almost five decades.
Well, as I said in the interview, it's the amazing thing is what people with a passion and a common interest can accomplish, and through this membership and 48 different boards of directors and 6 CEOs, where we've come as a breed association is just beyond anything I could have imagined. That we have the influence that we have in this industry, and the thing I like most about it is that we continue looking forward, and you pretty well covered it in your earlier remarks, and always looking for a way to propel the influence of this breed forward.
So you were in the boardroom when 2 important decisions were made: the purchase of the Angus Journal. Yes. Which I believe I think you overpaid for, but that's another. But also the development of a certified Angus beef.
It's true.
And you know, I've joked with Rich. It's not really a joke. It's true. I've met about 20 people that have claimed they were on the 8 side that voted for CAB, and only one who had the nerve to say he wasn't. But in all seriousness, talk about the decision, how that decision was made, and the debate that went on at the time.
Well, with all decisions that can have a substantial impact on individual businesses, there's a lot of sincere debate and concerns on both sides of the situation. And I think that's to air that is the best way to get a foundation under a decision. That was definitely aired. It was a very tough financial times. The first 17 years of my experience with the association, we were actually losing market share. We were from over 400,000 registrations to around 134,000 registrations. And the purchase or development of the CAB brand happened right in the middle of that. So that made it even more difficult decision. And once aired and once the concept got hold, we know what it is today, and it's sort of our window, our primary window into the developing Angus as the synonymous word for beef.
So you've wrapped up your career, somewhat. You're still going to help us out a bit. So why don't you explain what you're going to be doing the next year?
What am I going to be doing the next year? You know, the answer to that is very clear. I don't have a clue what I'm going to be doing the next year, but I'm really excited about it.
No, for us. He's all of a sudden all become about Rich. Now, what are you doing for the association?
Well, I'm still going to be available as you may need my services or want my advice, and any place you may want it, including input on our investment portfolio. So it's
and we're honored and pleased that he's going to do that. Now, I'm fortunate enough and humbled enough to thank you and Wanda for all these years of service. And you know, you've this is overused a lot, but in your case, it's not. You truly are leaving a legacy there. So we want to honor that a bit. So I want to invite my colleague and the president of Certified Angus Beef, John Sticka, to the stage. Now, Rich, you know this is big time when Sticka comes on the stage with us.
I'm already worried, yes.
He doesn't usually hang with us guys. By the way, excellent choice in sports jacket. Nice, very nice.
I noticed you had an excellent one on, yes.
First and foremost, I'd like to put up on the video monitors a photograph of a wall of ours at the association, which is basically our leadership wall. It's sketches of all the former chief executive officers that have been at the association. There's 12 of them. Rich is one of the 12, actually, because he served 2 different terms as interim CEO. So if you want to stand up and turn around, Rich, we've got a little gift for you. This. Oh, wrong one.
Forget about that one.
All right.
This is the sketch will be in the booth for you to come by later today and see, but this is Rich, and Rich is a breed registration certificate that was given him as well. It'll be on the wall now and fit along with the other 12 that have only 12 in this 134-year history, so congratulations.
Thank you. I'm truly honored. I thank you very much.
So the other announcement, if you will, and you've seen it, so now you know, but the boardroom that you've heard so much about over the years, that so many of you come to visit, and the first thing you want to see is the boardroom, and we're glad to show it to you. On Monday, will no longer be known as the boardroom. It'll be known as the Richard E. Wilson boardroom from this moment forward, so congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, and thank you all very much. I'm the one that's been blessed to be a part of this. I thank you so much for sharing this journey with me, and as I say, I don't know what's coming next, but I'll be around, and hopefully we can continue to share some of it with you. So thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Congratulations.